All right, today we're jumping into a story that really gets you thinking. I mean, it goes after the very nature of our existence. It's this cosmic journey about purpose, about identity, and a wild concept that might just change how you see your own life. We're talking about a soul journey planner named Ethereal. Okay, let's just dive right in with the core idea of this whole thing because it's a big one. Forget what you've been told about personal growth. This philosophy says we're not empty cups filling up with new knowledge. Nope. It says we are these vast, wise beings who've just forgotten. So the whole point of life? It's just to remember who we actually are. Keep that idea in your back pocket because it is the key to everything that's coming. So with that big idea of remembering as our guide, let's meet our main character. We start off in the Universal Council, and you can just picture this as a kind of cosmic design center, a place of just immense wisdom. And this is where a very unique volunteer named Ethereal shows up. So what's so weird about Ethereal? Well, she's a total paradox from the get-go. She has the wisdom of countless lifetimes, on Earth and other planets. She's got the resume for a top-tier leadership role. But what does she do? She chooses to start at the absolute bottom. Now, this isn't just about being humble. It's a move that totally shakes up the normal way of doing things, and it immediately paints a target on her back. And yeah, being an outsider like that, it creates conflict fast. Ethereal's presence is a huge threat to anyone who's built their identity around status and power. And that brings us to Ivana. So you've got Ethereal, who's all about integrity and helping others. And then there's Ivana, who is just driven by pure envy and this desperate need to cling to her position. So she starts this whole campaign of rumors and sabotage, trying to push Ethereal out. But here's the thing. Ethereal doesn't play that game. She doesn't fight back. She just focuses on her own inner peace and refuses to react. The whole thing gets resolved from a totally unexpected place. Liara, who is Ivana's own brother. He stands up in front of the whole council and just lays the entire conspiracy bare. He chooses truth over his own family, and just like that, justice is restored. So, with the truth out and her position secure, Ethereal finally gets to do her job. But what does a soul journey planner actually do? Well, her very first case shows us how she literally weaves a brand new destiny for a soul that's stuck. Her first client is a soul we can call the betrayed soul. See, in a past life, this soul was this super successful guy, deeply in love, but his life was cut short because his own family betrayed him. And a promise he made, a promise of eternal love, has now become this heavy spiritual shackle. It's an anchor of sorrow that's keeping him from moving on, lifetime after lifetime. That's his core wound, this unresolved pain. So how in the world do you heal a wound that runs that deep? This is where Ethereal's genius comes in. She designs 3 possible lifetimes, and each one is its own unique kind of therapy. There's the healer's path, where he learned compassion as a doctor. Then there's the seeker's path, where he could confront his trauma head-on as a scholar. And finally, the artist's path, which would let him process all that pain through creativity. Each path is different, but they all teach the exact same lesson: how to love without being chained by it. Now, if you thought healing a broken heart across multiple lifetimes was complex, buckle up. Ethereal's next case is on a whole other level. This time, it's not about personal pain. She has to guide a soul that's trapped by the very idea of belief itself. So let's meet the devout soul. This soul has lived these incredibly faithful lives. We're talking both a Sufi mystic and a Christian crusader. But by clinging so tightly to the rules and the rituals of each faith, it completely missed the universal truth they were both pointing at. The challenge here isn't to make the soul less religious, it's to help it see that the divine is so much bigger than any one religion. And Ethereal's solution for this is just brilliant. She designs 3 lifetimes specifically to break the soul out of that rigid box. In one life, as a skeptic, it finds God not in a church but in the wonder of science. In another, as a mystic, it connects directly with the universe through meditation, far away from any organized religion. And in a third, as a humanitarian, it discovers that divine spark in every single person it helps, no matter what they believe. Okay, this next assignment is Ethereal's biggest challenge yet. And it's because this one brings her entire journey full circle, forcing her to look her own past right in the face. So, after guiding a soul trapped by heartbreak and another one trapped by belief, Ethereal gets a new assignment. This time, it's a soul trapped by ego. And this case, this one is personal. It's going to test her compassion like nothing else. So, who was it? Ivana, Yep, her old rival, the very soul who tried to tear her down in the council, is now her client. She's the one who needs Ethereal's help to evolve. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The cosmic irony is just wow. So what's Ivana's deal? Well, her core wound is her attachment to her identity. Her entire sense of who she is, her self-worth, it's all built on external labels, her success, her status, her accomplishments. Ethereal's job is to help her figure out who she is when you stripped all of that away. It's a lesson in finding your true inherent value. So the lifetimes Ethereal designs for Ivana are all about dismantling that ego. As a humble craftsman, she'd find joy in just creating something, not in getting famous for it. As a wanderer, she'd learn that her identity isn't fixed, it's fluid. And as an invisible guardian, she'd discover the pure joy of giving without getting any credit for it. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What labels are we using to define ourselves? So we've watched Ethereal guide these three very different souls, each with these huge, profound challenges. But the story doesn't just end with her being a really good soul planner. Now we get to the final, absolutely mind-bending revelation of her entire journey. And then, all of a sudden, the assignments just stop. Ethereal finds herself completely alone in this vast celestial hall. The council, the souls she was guiding, everything's just gone. And as she's standing there, surrounded by this colored light, she's left with this one reality-shattering question. And as she's questioning everything, a statement just appears in front of her, glowing. It's a set of principles, a code for a higher way of being. Respect nature, respect your own kind, and love yourself. And she recognizes them. They're ancient. And she realizes she helped establish them a long, long time ago. That flash of memory triggers the final, critical question, the one that unlocks the meaning of this entire experience. If this was all just some kind of cosmic memory playing out, then who really were those souls she so carefully helped? Just think back for a second. The soul chained by a broken promise, the soul blinded by religious rules, the soul defined by ego and competition. And then, it hits her. They were all her. Every single case, every lifetime she designed, every single challenge, it was all for different parts of her own self. The betrayer and the betrayed, the fanatic and the skeptic, the rival and the guide. It was all one big internal journey of her healing herself. This was it. This was the ultimate truth she had forgotten. The idea that she was separate from others was just an illusion. By guiding them, she was guiding herself. By healing them, she was making herself whole again. All is one, and one is all. And with that memory finally restored, her journey is complete. She returns to her true form, her original state, a sun ion, a being of pure, unified light. And her story leaves us with this really profound thought to chew on. What if all the people and all the challenges in our own lives aren't separate from us at all? What if they're just parts of ourselves, asking us to remember and to guide them back home?